Now let's talk about the Go Business Card, because a little bit of things have changed since my last video, okay, that I did 6 months ago. So let's talk about it. So is there an annual fee for the Go Business Card? No, there's no annual fee. Can I take a cash advance on my Go Business Card? Yes, you can do a cash advance up to 30% of your available credit. We're going to talk about that though, because they won't tell you that you can do more, but I'll show you how you can do more. Is there a fee for cash advances? Everybody listen up. No, there's no fee for cash advances. So is there cash advance fees? No, but interest starts accruing immediately, just like a line of credit. The cash advance APR is only 2% higher than the standard APR. So if your APR is 8%, your cash advance APR will be 10%. That's not horrible, ladies and gentlemen. That's not horrible. Okay. Can I obtain credit cards for my employees? Yes, you can. How do I obtain convenience checks where you can write a check with the card? Okay. To get convenience checks, call this number. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I compiled all this information for you and help you go through it. Okay. The minimum credit limit is 5K. The maximum is 25K during the underwriting process. So can you get a higher limit? That's the highest limit with that card, 25K. That has changed because I knew people with higher limits on that card. Okay. Now, will my personal credit be checked when I apply for the Go Business Card? Personal credit scores obtained from Experian are taken into consideration. So they're pulling Experian personal. They're not pulling Experian business. Navy Federal Business Credit Card does not check your business credit. So you don't have to have business credit set up. Okay, so they won't check your business credit, right? It also won't report to business credit. And it also won't help you build business credit. So it doesn't build business credit. It doesn't check your business credit. And it doesn't help you build it whatsoever. And it doesn't report to it. And it also doesn't report to your personal credit. It's completely off the radar. It's kind of like, just like the BHG business credit card, it's not going to report to either or. Okay. So that could be a good and a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. The good thing is you're good for utilization. So you can go crazy with it. The bad thing is it's not building your business credit, but you can have other products to build your business credit. I'm just the messenger, right? I didn't make the rules, but I want you to understand that it doesn't report to personal credit, which is the key, right? And it's more credit that you can get. So if you have 80,000 in personal credit, guess what you can also get? The business side, because that doesn't fall under the same rules as the personal. So theoretically, you could have $105,000 in revolving lines of credit. And you could have personal loans and business loans. You get what I'm saying? So the more business you do with Navy Federal, the higher internal score, the more you can actually qualify for more products with Navy Federal. Hope that makes sense, guys. The convenience checks, like I said, you get a check, you can write that to anybody that you want. So you want to pay $5,000 off your credit card, boom, you can write that check, okay? It's going to be probably a cash advance, which is going to be 2% more than your normal APR. That's the bottom line. And you do start getting interest accruing that day versus a 30-day grace period, right? So when you use your credit card, interest doesn't start occurring till after the 30 days that you pay, right? So does Navy Federal require a personal guarantee? I know I was going to get this question. Personal guarantees are what? Required on all business lending products. There is no PG garbage going on here, guys. Listen, the biggest lie in the game is no PG. Biggest lie in the game. If they're no PG, they're charge cards, guys. And the charge cards usually aren't better than the American Express charge cards. I can promise you that. Divvy, Capital on Tap, these cards are not better than the Business Gold, the Business Platinum, the Business Plum. They're not better cards than that, okay? We get all shiny object syndrome and start applying for all these things our YouTubers are telling us. And listen, I can make a ton of money shilling that stuff too. I really could, but it doesn't help. Until I see a way that these cards can help people, there's no reason for me to talk about them. I mean, my integrity is not for sale. So until I can find a way that I can leverage Divvy for a business, if it builds business credit, cool, I'll talk about it. I'm going to research that more. Capital on Tap, I have it, never used it. $30,000 limit. Okay. So I'm just saying this is these business credit cards that are no PG. I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not you can't carry a balance with these things. And if you do, it's a massive interest rate, right? So I'm all about business lines of credit. I'm all about great business credit cards with high limits. I'm all about a great banking relationship with banks. I'm all about making this thing a marathon, not a sprint. I'm all about quality, not versus quantity. I'm not in this for vanity metrics to show my Lambo with my credit card over the headlights. You know, I'm not into that garbage. I'm literally into building wealth with this credit. Okay. So let's look at this. If I own more than one business, so you have two businesses with them, and I'd like to have a Go business card for each business, how does that affect the limits of each card? Your maximum approved limit will be split between the businesses you own or co-own. For example, you own or co-own two businesses, and one of the business already has the Go business card. It's going to pull from that. Okay. So you can't just open a business, get 25, open another business, get 25. It's 25 across your social on the business side. Okay. That is the key with that. Okay. So now let's look at the loan and the business line of credit. Okay. Now, can you apply for a business loan? Requests are up to 50,000. And then requests greater than 50K must be discussed with your lending representative, who will explain the requirements and application process. So you can get higher than a $50,000 business loan, but it's going to go through more scrutiny and more underwriting. And then the 50,000, under 50,000, it's going to be less of a process that you can go through. I've never personally done a business loan with them yet because I don't have a business checking account with them yet. With that will be changing this month. Can I get a pre-approved for a loan at this time? Navy Federal doesn't do pre-approvals. What is considered a new startup business? So when they say startup business, you need to know anything under 2 years. Okay. Now, in the Business Credit Mastermind, we may or may not talk about a lender we may or may not talk about some lenders that are considered startup friendly. Okay. That's going to be up to Ghost if he wants to do that or not. I gotta play ball with him because Ghost is one of the strongest people in the business credit game. And he's being very generous to do another mastermind with us. Does Navy Federal work with the SBA? Yes. And so you guys obviously need to be a business member to have any type of business financing. So I thought it was really interesting that they do bigger loans than 50K. You just got to actually call them and talk to them, talk to the business rep. Okay. Secured business line of credit could be super big for you guys, but again, it doesn't report to the personal credit. I put this in there in case you guys want that, need that. If you have some type of capital, right? So if you have a home and you want to get a line of credit off that, you could put the home in the business name, or you could leverage that as collateral for anybody that owns 25% of the business. So there's a lot of ways that you can actually secure funding using assets, right? So I just wanted to put this slide in the deck so that way you guys could still say, okay, guess what? I can get a secured line of credit leveraging some assets that I have to help me get more liquidity for real estate, for content creation, for trucking, for my online business, for whatever, for my e-com business. Don't ever forget the power of leveraging an asset to get a massive credit line to get more assets. That's the game. Leverage an asset, get more credit, expand your business, get more assets, get more credit. That's the entire house of cards. It may sound like, well, all I'm doing is credit. That's what all the millionaires have, credit. Okay. They own nothing. They control everything. Everything's based in a trust. They leverage other people's money. They live below the poverty line. They're on food stamps. They get Medicare. Guys, this thing was written for the rich, not for the poor. This thing is not written for the middle class, right? So once you learn how to literally leverage credit to acquire an asset and then get a massive credit line, just leveraging that asset, now you can do bigger things with that larger credit line to acquire more assets, which bring in more cash flow if you're investing in the right assets, right? Real estate, commercial real estate being one. Grant Cardone talks about this all the time. How many doors can I get? How many people are paying me rent every month, right? So these are things right there. Another thing you can use is a stock portfolio, not at Navy Federal, but if you have a stock portfolio, the market's down, you don't want to sell, but you want to leverage that. We can get a securities line of credit, which basically leverages that portfolio to acquire a line of credit to help liquidity in your business. All right. So don't ever lose sight of that. They also have equipment loans. I wanted to put this in the deck too. For people to see, once again, always a personal guarantee, always a personal credit check. On the business side, Experian. On the personal side, TransUnion. Okay. Business products, always Experian. Personal, always TransUnion as of right now anyway. All right. Great way to get in. You need computer products. You need things for your e-com business, things like that, expansion, all of that still there for you. Okay. Now equipment loans is really easy to justify because they actually do, they have all of their own algorithms on that as well. The NFCU business vehicle loans, I wanted to put this in here for you guys as well for light duty trucks, SUVs, and cars. Okay. You could do refinancing as well. Move your car into your business name. This would be what you want to talk to. You want to go look right into this to get this into your business name. They're not like Bank of America. They don't have 4 cards with 1 pull. Ladies and gentlemen, Navy Federal Credit Union is literally very, very old school in how they do things on the business side, which is not bad. It's just a lot of tedious paperwork. It's just not instant. Okay. So we're used to the instant type of approvals. That's not the case over here on the business side. Everything is looked at. The relationship is considered, which can help you as well, given you have a good relationship with them. Okay. Commercial vehicle loans. We're talking about the box trucks. We're talking about, semi trucks, all types of stuff, right? They also have programs available for that you guys can talk to them about. Okay. Real estate loans. Joe will probably be talking about this a little bit, right? So they have commercial real estate loans as well. And like I said, these can go massive. All right. It all depends on your personal relationship with them and then your business relationship with them. So your first thing is to get as much credit you can on the personal side, show that you're responsible for it. So that way they can really go crazy for you on the business side. But the business side is not talked about as much because most of these people don't have these products. That's why it's not talked about as much, right?